Hey guys, we're coming at you today with the O in our G.R.O.W model. Stands for options. What we're trying to do here is really coach people to look at their options. So the purpose of this stage is not to find the right answer, but to create a list of as many alternative courses of action as possible. You really get people to look at what they're capable of and really what they can do. So negative assumptions are really associated with a lot of options most of the time. People may bring up negatives like, it can't be done, it's bound to cost too much, or I don't have the time. Now what you really have to get people to do is invite themselves to ask, what if I had a large enough budget? What if I knew the answer? What would it be? What if the obstacle didn't exist? And what would you do then? Really, you don't want to be giving people the options. The whole idea of coaching is to help them just create it inside them. But Steve's going to come in here and go over all the questions you can ask people to get them just to look at their options.
Yeah, like Andrew was just saying, that's very important in going about the options that people can take. A lot of people like to come up with negative things, but what we want to do is just get them out of the negative and get them into the more positive things. So we're just basically transitioning to something that's really, really positive. So, because a lot of people just in life, like to work in the negative, but you can't work in the negative. That's not how the mind works. You got to just transition to the positive. So I'm just going to go over a few questions that you can ask here for, go about leading the people to get more options. What you want to do is have maybe about 5 or 6 options that somebody can have, and then you can just go from there. So once you have your list of options, then ask them to take note of the options that they have on a scale of maybe like 1 to 10. So you could be like, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you like this option? How do you like that option? And then just keep on going through the options that they have. So I'm just going to go over right now just a few questions that you can ask the person, whoever you're coaching. So one question you can ask is, what are your options? So that's definitely a big thing right there, because they need to know, what options they have. If they don't have a good enough list of options, if they have 1 or 2, that won't work as well. Another question that you can ask, have you been in similar situations before? So if they've been in a similar situation before, what they used back then will most likely help them to get out of what their situation is right now. Another one, who do you know who has encountered a similar situation? So they know somebody who was in a similar situation before, and then they could use that to help them get out of that one. The last question, if anything was possible, what would you do? So just figure out the possibilities that they can have. And actually there's one more, and just go, what else? That's just a question, what else? So they come up with a bunch of list of options, and then just keep asking them what else until there's not really much options that they have left. And I'm just going to end it with this. So what we want to do is ask them what they were successful in their past, because what helped them overcome the situation back then will most likely be the thing that will help them in the situation right now. So whatever we were successful in our past, that's going to help us be successful in what we're dealing with right now. So that's definitely a big thing, you guys. The options in the G.R.O.W model is huge, because if we don't have a list of options to go off of, then we're not going to be able to move forward. So that's what we have for you guys tonight. And last but not least, rack 'em up.
Whoop, whoop.